Good morning. It is a better day today than it has been for a while as far as the weather goes. We have a nice morning temperature, getting up before the sunrise. We almost do that every day because we get to sleep very early. When we are fighting, well, I am fighting this little issue here. There's a lot of things that is important to make sure that we do right, and one of them is to get a good night's sleep. So yesterday was the 19th of February. It was the day for my PSA test, and I came back. I was a bit anxious before, but I keep telling myself it doesn't matter. No need to be anxious because it is what it is. And as long as I'm doing the best I can, then there's nothing much more to do. Wow, that was a big bird. Anyway, my previous reading was 86.02, and the reading yesterday was 84.68. So it has about 1.5 point lower. Lower is always good, but is it such a small difference that it could be a variation of the day? I don't really know. But if we're going by the 3-month evaluation, let me just think a bit here. Then I think 3 months ago it was 120, and that means in those 3 months I have lowered it to 86, and that's basically how I'm trying to look at it right now. I'm trying not to see too much into the month by month, but the reason why I'm doing it month by month is because I want to keep a close contact with the progress I'm doing, and I've still got various things to do. So 84.68 is not bad. When I'm saying it's not bad, then obviously there's a joker here. It's a tremendously high number. People are normally scared shitless if they got a number at 6 or 7 or 8. So 84 is astronomical. But I have to look at it as a matter of progress. In which way is it heading? And the most positive I probably can say in this terms is that it is in a stagnation, because I've had 2 months ago 78, 1 month ago 86, and now 84. So it's circulating around the same level, but I have various things that I'm doing that I'm still waiting to see the effect of, because most of what you do really is not going to show up as something immediate unless you're doing a hormone treatment where you're cutting off the testosterone. That's immediate effect, obviously, and actually not. It's an effect that you'll see 2 weeks later. So there's nothing much, or Casodex maybe, that will show an effect fairly quickly. And so I don't really know what I can make out of the number, and that was a thought I had today before I made this video. I was thinking, is 80, well, whatever number is that should be a number indicating activity. And the fact that it is a stagnation, what does that mean? Does it mean that the activity is still there, progressing, but it's not progressing faster? It's just status quo? Or what does it mean? Is it still like a car moving with 80 kilometers an hour and now I have stopped the acceleration, but that's basically all I have done, so I'm still having a progress that can evolve into something bad? I don't know that. And I'm afraid that I can't even ask the doctors about it, because I don't think that they have data to support that. Like my urologist said when I was there the last time, he was puzzled that I did not take the hormone treatment right away, because everybody that he sees wanted it not just today, they wanted it yesterday, they wanted it out of their body right away. So I don't think there are any data really to support whether this is good or not. But this I do know, and this is what I'm holding on to. As long as my numbers are not increasing above the 100 mark, then I'll keep doing what I am doing. Because I firmly believe that the way to health is not to destroy your health, and that is in its essence what you're doing. When you're doing any of the official treatments, you're destroying your immune system. And that's the one and only thing in your body that you know you can rely on if you just take good care of it. But if you have had a lifestyle for, let's say, in my case, 30, 40 years, where I actively have destroyed my immune system in the sense of giving it so much challenge that it could not conquer a cancer in its initial stages, then obviously I cannot just go out and run a 5 kilometer and take a little curcumin juice and then expect 2 days later to see some good results. So it has to take time. I have to be patient about it. So I was thinking before I got the test, that what am I going to do? I mean, I've got to have an objective before the results, so that the objective is objective, that I have it cluttered by emotions. And I had told myself that if it was above 100, I might do the treatment. I had the fluctuation saying it was more than 124, but if more than 100, I would do the treatment. And obviously I would love for it to have been lowered, but at the same time I was thinking, I've been a little bit lax about my sugar intake, for instance, during the last month here, and that obviously has not helped much. And so if I had a substantial drop in my PSA based on that, I would probably have been more tempted to have a more lax attitude in the future with these things, which is not good. And no matter cancer or not, sugar is just not good. And so if I have to look at it out of a psychological perspective, I think this was the absolute best results I can have. It was a minute drop, but it was almost insignificant, which is better than an increase. And it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me focused on what's really important. And so I've also been looking very much into CBD, THC, and I'm getting into producing it myself. And it just so happened that I got a freeze dry because I've been playing around with freeze drying food for camping for a few years. Never really succeeded doing it. It was not a very effective, cost-benefit effective project. And I had some issues drying the things I did. I probably did it the wrong way. But freeze drying the raw buds, the fresh buds, cannabis buds or hemp buds, means I can have about 30% better quality, better yield out of it, because there's a lot lost by the drying method that they're using right now. Now, I hear people saying if you want to smoke it, then it has to be dried the way they're already doing it. But I'm making oils. I'm making RSO, Nick Simpson oil, and I want to do it that way. So I bought a fairly big quantity that I have been playing around with. I made a CBD oil. It was 18% and 1% THC. And I have made another one with this first one, CBD, was with the sour silver haze. And the other one I made was a 50-50, 18% THC, and it's supposed to be 50-50 with CBD and THC. And that's, in a full spectrum matter, is the one I believe in, because people, they keep asking whether cannabis can have a positive impact on cancer treatment. And I can say that for 100% sure it does have a positive impact, because if nothing else, then the CBD will calm you down, it will lower the stress levels, it will lower the anxiety, and it will give you a better sleep probably. And all that adds up to a better immune system, and the better immune system has a better fighting chance to get rid of cancer. So in indirect sense, there is definitely positive impacts by doing it. Now, I've read somewhere that the THC is blocking the B2 receptors on cancers, which means it has a direct impact on the cancers, but I need more research to verify that. And that is not by the same certainty I can say that it works or not. There are some anecdotes, but the research is obviously lacking. So I did that, but I bought these regular dried things, and today I'm going to pick up a batch of fresh buds, because I'm going to freeze dry it myself. And this is all for my own consumption, it's all for my own use, but I thought, since I do have the opportunity and I do have the means to it, I would like to do it as perfect as I can. And it is an extremely interesting project. I so much wish I had money enough to just drop working for, let's say, 6 months, and then deep dive into the whole research and how to do things, because having to make things add up financially at the same time that I have to battle this is really, really time consuming. So I have to be out running, and I have to do my exercise, I have to get my 8 hours sleep, and I have to do the work, and I have to do the research, and I have to do the production of the CBD, and so there is so much to do, and I really ain't got the time for it, all of it. Not to the sense of the extent that I would love, but that's wishful thinking anyway. So yeah, this is status. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going tomorrow to the urologist. I might go, but I kind of feel that he won't have the answers I need anyway. Because like I said, if I'm asking him what does it actually mean that I have a status quo on my PSA, he's probably not going to know. Because last time I talked to him about NanoKnife, which he knew absolutely almost nothing about, he also slipped and said that they were only doing standard of care at the hospital, and standard of care is the lowest denominator. It's always a matter of financial issues and a matter of equipment and getting as many people as possible through as fast as possible, which is probably the reason why I had to fight for the PSMA PET scan, because that's not just standard of care, I'm sure. So I don't really think that he can give me new information. So if I'm going to do a 200+ kilometer ride just to get a little answers that I can use for anything, I don't know. I might do it just to say hi and just make sure that he knows I'm still here. And he might also be able to run some tests that could be of value to me in terms of blood that might show some results that I can use in conjunction with what I'm doing, but I'm not sure. I know the package that I'm usually used to use in the clinic is 2,700 baht, and I just don't want to do that very often. It's expensive. So yeah, that is status. It is well, I would like to say it's progressing. I can say that it is a status quo as far as my PSA is, which is good, better than it's worsening. It's not what I hoped for. But I've got so many things that I'm using right now to make it better, that I have my hopes up that once they really take effect, then things change. I really do. So, as always, until next time, stay healthy.